Bangladesh, a nation birthed from turmoil, found itself once again teetering on the brink of chaos and uncertainty. The year was 2025, and the South Asian nation grappled with a political crisis of immense proportions, one that threatened to unravel the very fabric of its society. Protests rocked the streets, fueled by allegations of corruption, a stagnant economy, and a palpable sense of disillusionment with the ruling class. The air was thick with tension, and the cries for change grew louder each day. It was amidst this maelstrom that Muhammad Yunus, a Nobel laureate and microfinance pioneer, was thrust into the role of interim leader, a position he had never sought. Yunus, revered for his work in alleviating poverty through the Grameen Bank, was an unlikely political figure. His reputation as a champion for the poor preceded him, but politics was a different arena altogether. His appointment, a decision taken by Bangladesh's Supreme Court, was seen as a desperate attempt to restore order and credibility to a government riddled with corruption and inefficiency. The task before him was Herculean: to stabilize a volatile political landscape, revive a flagging economy, and chart a course towards free and fair elections. The challenges were immense, and the stakes incredibly high. The weight of expectation fell heavily on Yunus's shoulders, as he navigated the complexities of governance and public expectation. He inherited a nation deeply divided along political lines, with simmering tensions threatening to boil over into outright conflict. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party, the main opposition party, had long accused the ruling Awami League of authoritarian tendencies, electoral manipulation, and silencing dissent. The political climate was charged and volatile. Yunus, a political neophyte, was thrust into this cauldron of political intrigue with the hopes that his moral authority and reputation for integrity could bridge the chasm and steer Bangladesh away from the precipice of disaster. His appointment was met with a mix of hope and skepticism as the nation watched with bated breath. Many saw him as a beacon of hope, a man of the people who could rise above the political fray and bring about genuine change. Others, however, questioned his lack of political experience and his ability to navigate the treacherous waters of Bangladeshi politics, fearing he might be overwhelmed by the challenges. Only time would tell if Yunus, the reluctant politician, could succeed where seasoned politicians had failed and lead Bangladesh towards a brighter, more stable future. Upon assuming office, Yunus launched an all-out assault on corruption, the scourge that had become endemic in Bangladesh's political and economic life. Corruption had seeped into every level of governance, affecting the daily lives of ordinary citizens. He vowed to make the country a shining example of transparency and accountability, setting a new standard for governance in the region. The Anti-Corruption Commission, often seen as a toothless tiger, was given sweeping powers and tasked with investigating and prosecuting corrupt officials, regardless of their political affiliations. This was a bold move that signaled a zero-tolerance policy. One of Yunus's first acts was to order a comprehensive review of government contracts and procurement processes, notorious for their lack of transparency and susceptibility to graft. This sent shockwaves through the political establishment, as many feared that their own ill-gotten gains would be exposed. The atmosphere was tense, and the stakes were high. The review resulted in the cancellation of several lucrative contracts suspected of being awarded through corrupt means, sending a clear message that business as usual was no longer an option. The old ways of doing things were being dismantled. Yunus also moved to strengthen the judiciary, widely seen as being under the influence of the executive branch. He appointed a number of respected judges known for their integrity and independence to key positions within the judicial system. This move was seen as crucial to ensuring that the fight against corruption was not merely a political witch hunt, but was grounded in the rule of law. The anti-corruption drive, while lauded by many, was not without its critics. Some viewed it as a double-edged sword. Opposition parties, particularly the BNP, accused Yunus of using the campaign to target their members and silence dissent. They argued that the drive was politically motivated and aimed at consolidating his own power. The political landscape was becoming increasingly polarized. Yunus, however, remained defiant, insisting that the fight against corruption was essential for the country's well-being, and that no one was above the law. His resolve was unwavering. With the political landscape in flux, Yunus turned his attention to the ailing economy, which was in dire need of immediate intervention. Bangladesh, once hailed as a development success story, was facing a perfect storm of economic challenges, including rising unemployment and dwindling resources. The Bangladeshi taka, the national currency, was in freefall, its value plummeting against the US dollar, causing widespread concern. Inflation had soared to a record high, eroding the purchasing power of ordinary citizens and making daily life increasingly difficult. Yunus, ever the pragmatist, recognized the need for urgent action to stabilize the economy and prevent further decline. He knew that restoring investor confidence was paramount to any recovery plan. He unveiled a series of economic reforms aimed at attracting foreign investment, boosting exports and curbing inflation, which were critical to economic revival. Key to his strategy was the creation of a more business-friendly environment, which would encourage both local and international businesses to invest. He streamlined bureaucratic procedures, making it easier for businesses to operate in Bangladesh and reducing red tape. The interim government also implemented a series of austerity measures to rein in government spending and reduce the budget deficit, which had ballooned. These measures, while necessary, proved unpopular with some segments of the population who bore the brunt of cuts to social programs, leading to public discontent. However, Yunus argued that these short-term sacrifices were essential for the long-term health of the economy, and would eventually benefit everyone. To address the issue of declining foreign exchange reserves, Yunus actively courted foreign investors, showcasing Bangladesh as an attractive destination for investment and growth. He dispatched high-level delegations to key economic partners, including China, India, and the European Union, to drum up support and attract much-needed capital and resources. His efforts bore fruit, as several multinational corporations announced plans to invest in Bangladesh, signaling a renewed sense of confidence in the country's economic prospects and future. In the midst of his transformative journey, Muhammad Yunus made a pivotal visit to China. This visit was crucial, as it marked a significant step in building international relationships. Yunus's interactions with Chinese officials were not just formalities, they were strategic moves aimed at fostering cooperation and mutual understanding. During this time, he emphasized the importance of collaboration in addressing global challenges. His vision was clear: to create a world where economic and social development go hand in hand, transcending borders and cultures. This visit, without a doubt, underscored Yunus's commitment to a more interconnected and harmonious global community. In a significant development, the United Nations chief visited Bangladesh to address the pressing Rohingya crisis. This visit underscored the international community's concern and the urgent need for humanitarian support. The interim government, led by Muhammad Yunus, played a crucial role in facilitating dialogue and coordinating relief efforts. The plight of the Rohingya people remained a top priority, highlighting the ongoing challenges and the need for sustainable solutions. During this period, judicial reforms took center stage. The interim government initiated measures to ensure a more transparent and efficient judicial system. These reforms aimed to restore public trust and enhance the rule of law. Additionally, youth engagement was actively promoted. Recognizing the potential of the younger generation, various programs were launched to involve them in the decision-making process. This approach fostered a sense of responsibility and empowerment among the youth, paving the way for a more inclusive future. Reflecting on the tenure of Muhammad Yunus's interim government, several achievements stood out. Economic stability was maintained, and significant strides were made in social welfare programs. However, some challenges remained unresolved. Issues like political polarization and infrastructural development continued to require attention. The interim government laid a foundation, but the journey towards a fully developed and harmonious nation was far from complete. As the interim government concluded its tenure, the focus shifted to the future of Bangladesh. The country stood at a crossroads, with opportunities for growth and development on one hand, and challenges on the other. The legacy of Muhammad Yunus's leadership provided a roadmap, emphasizing the importance of inclusive governance, economic resilience, and social justice. The future of Bangladesh depended on the collective efforts of its people and leaders, striving together towards a prosperous and equitable society.